Okay, so welcome back, everybody, for another deep dive with us.
Yes, hello.
As always, we like to take one little interesting nugget of information, something that caught our eye, and really dig into it.
Mm-hmm.
So today we've got something pretty wild, actually. This news bit that kind of dropped, and yeah, we just had a deep dive on it.
Yeah, this is a big one.
So this is about Joe Biden,
Okay.
as as some of you may or may not know, he recently finished his term as president,
Mm-hmm.
and well, I guess the news bit is that his very last act as president was to pardon himself and his family.
Wow.
Yeah.
I mean, we've seen some controversial pardons in the past,
Oh
right?
yeah, for sure, for sure.
To pardon yourself.
And the family.
Yeah, and your whole family. Like
Yeah.
that raises some
Questions for sure.
some big questions.
Yeah, it's I know it feels like something out of like a Shakespeare play or something.
Right.
Like the king is the curtains falling and he's trying to like
Yeah, protect his legacy.
protect himself and his dynasty and all that.
Yeah, trying to hold on to power even as he's leaving.
Yeah. Have we ever seen anything like this before?
I mean, in American history, this is totally unprecedented.
Really?
Yeah, think about Ford pardoning Nixon, right?
Yeah.
Hugely controversial.
Oh, yeah. People are still arguing about that one.
Exactly. Some people saw it as him just trying to shield a criminal from facing justice.
Right.
But this is different. Biden's not just trying to avoid future prosecution.
Right.
It's like he's preemptively declaring his innocence, which is a really bold move.
It is, yeah. And it makes you wonder, like, legally, can he even do that?
Right.
Like, is a self-pardon even valid?
It's a good question.
Yeah, it seems kind of like writing your own get-out-of-jail-free card.
Yeah, and that's where things get really complicated.
Okay.
So the Constitution gives the president a lot of power when it comes to pardons,
Right.
but it doesn't actually say anything specifically about self-pardons.
Huh, interesting. So, like a loophole.
Yeah, maybe, but some legal scholars say that it goes against the whole idea of how justice is supposed to work.
Okay.
Like, justice requires an impartial judge, right?
Mm-hmm.
But if you're pardoning yourself, you're basically being the judge in your own case.
Right, yeah, that doesn't seem very fair.
Exactly. But then others argue that if the Constitution doesn't explicitly forbid it, then it's implicitly allowed.
Oh, so it's a gray area.
Totally a gray area. Yeah,
Huh.
a real constitutional crisis waiting to happen.
Oh, man, this is getting deep.
Yeah.
So, okay, but you mentioned motives earlier. Like, why would Biden do this? He must have known this would cause a huge uproar.
Yeah, you're right. It's impossible to say for sure what his motivations were.
Right.
But we can speculate.
Okay, let's speculate.
All right, so one possibility is that he's afraid of future investigations.
Oh, so he's trying to cover his tracks.
Yeah, maybe. Or maybe he just wanted to go out on his own terms, a final act of defiance against all his critics.
Yeah, I could see that.
Or, and this is where it gets a little cynical, maybe he's trying to set a precedent.
Oh, so he's hoping this will benefit others down the line.
Exactly.
Wow, it's all very Machiavellian.
Yeah, a little bit.
It's making me think about that, saying, absolute power corrupts absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
If a president can just pardon themselves, where does that leave accountability?
That's the million-dollar question, isn't it? Like,
Yeah.
our whole system is built on checks and balances, right?
Mm-hmm.
The president is super powerful, but they're not above the law.
Right.
But this pardon really throws that into question.
Yeah.
It suggests that a leader could act without any consequences,
Oh, wow.
because they can always just wipe the slate clean at the end.
Yeah, that's a chilling thought.
It is, especially for a democracy.
So from this like little tiny news snippet, we've uncovered like a whole Pandora's box.
We have.
It's wild. And it makes you think, is this just a one-off thing or are we seeing like a shift?
Yeah, I mean, are we going to see more of this kind of behavior in the future?
Yeah. Exactly. Like, what does this tell us about the future of presidential power?
That's a great question, and it's one I think we all need to be thinking about.
Yeah.
Power dynamics are constantly changing, and this could be a sign of things to come,
Yeah.
or it could just be a blip on the radar, a weird footnote in history.
True.
But either way, it really makes you think about that delicate balance between presidential power and justice in a democracy.
Well said.
Something to ponder.
Yeah, definitely something to ponder.
For sure.
All right, everybody. Well, that's another deep dive in the books.
Until next time.
See you next time.
Bye.
Bye.